I'm David D, the official voice of the best thriller books. I'm here to introduce the next episode of The Five Angry Men. Today, they discuss which antagonists they love to hate. No one asked me, but the antagonists I love to hate are Smith from Ted Bell's Warlord, Senator Hank Clark from Vince Flynn's Separation of Power, and Sefer Harlovich from Larry Bond's book The Enemy Within. Anyway, here are the boys.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Five Angry Men. I'm Steve, and with me, as always, are Chris, Derek, Stu, and Todd. Today's topic is who is your literary antagonist you love to hate? So, yes, bad guy, Miller. What bad guy do you love to hate? So, with that, Chris, why don't you kick us off?
All right. I don't follow rules, so here we go. Mitch Rapp, Red War. Maxim Krupin, hated that dude. In his little bunker, hated that guy. I was really excited when Rapp went and ended things there.
Spoiler.
Spoiler. If you haven't read it, it's your own fault. I mean, it's been out for a few years by now. The other ones that have really came to me were Alexander, I think it's Zakharov from Savage Son, Jack Carr, the dude who went after Rafe's sister in Russia. So that was one dude that I was absolutely cool with them going and hunting him down. Like, I hated that dude. Like, I was absolutely okay hating him because of what he had done, but I felt like he played up to a great nemesis for the team to kind of work towards. One that I originally hated absolutely, and then I came to really like, was Grisha Azarov. Azarov, is that right?
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah. So that I really hated that dude initially, but I became actually love that guy now. So absolutely great character. So I kind of diverged there. Took the road less traveled.
I believe that's called good
Krupin
writing.
and Zakharov are the two that, like, I love to hate. I think they played really good bad guys. Obviously the ending is what puts a finale on things, but they were great bad guys.
oh, good choices. All right, Derek, what do you got?
Only got two. So the first one I thought it was Hannibal Lecter. Just a guy that you just wanted to hate that guy. And then I was sitting back and I was thinking, who was the one that just tops it all for me? And that would be Annie Wilkes in Misery.
Oh,
That was a woman that you just hated, that
Yeah.
woman, and what she did to James Caan in that movie, in that book. You know, she was just evil. A little touched, but
You're reaching way back on those, but those are two classic villains. Let's just put it that
classic.
way. Now, are you saying that more from the books or the movies or both?
Both. But you know, I read the books before I ever saw the movies, and you know, you would just cringe reading what she did to James Caan, his character in that book. But you know, and Hannibal Lecter, same thing. You know, like it was just
no
evil.
sympathy for the crazy.
No,
No.
No.
not what you hobbled him. You know, that's
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I still can't watch that scene. You know, it's like one of those. Oh, so that's it.
All right, thanks, Derek. Dude, what do you got?
Those are good. I've been thinking more along thriller lines, and Grisha was definitely one of the ones that was on my list. But what I started thinking of, like, who first pops into my head when I think like villain. And one, I don't know why I remember this so vividly. And I also said that out of all the characters, this is the one that Todd reminds me of, which is Stu Garrett from the Mitch Rapp series. In the middle of the series, it's like an act of treason, and I think he's chief of staff or something like that.
Something like that.
And he gets his comeuppance at some point. But yeah, so that was the one that popped in my head immediately, and I was like, oh my god. And the other one that really stood out was Alexander Fortuna from the Dewey Andreas series. I don't remember what book, but when I
Oh
think of,
yeah.
like, he's like a billionaire, and I think it's one of the I think earlier books in the series. But anyways, just one of those villains that just stuck with me for a while, and I was like, oh, he is on evil POS. And same with Stu Garrett. Yeah.
Stu's a good
Really
choice.
I feel insulted. I need to go reread that to see why I remind you of that individual.
Well, speaking of evil pieces of shit, Todd, you're up next.
Thank you. Hashtag Todd
Oh,
sucks.
shots fired!
Yeah, Steve coming in hot.
We put him in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What you get?
So I'm gonna go a little
Driver's
more
rule.
classic on this one. So the one that's since I was a kid has always stuck with me is Moriarty. Like I just remember reading those books. And it's not just like the physical endangerment that he does with Sherlock. It is like the mental and emotional just torture that he puts the characters through, and that really has stuck with me throughout. Like I really do measure a lot of villains to Moriarty, and the more diabolical they are, the more I enjoy them. So that one always stuck out with me. And of a similar vein, that I thought they did a terrible job replicating that is President Snow from the Hunger Games. I remember reading those first and just being like, man, that guy is like evil incarnate. And I was disappointed with how the movies portrayed that. But no, just again, another guy who abused power and emotionally and mentally tortured people to great success.
Sure.
So yeah, those are my two.
Who knows who Todd's talking about right now?
Really?
I know the Sherlock one.
Hunger
I don't know
Games?
the other one.
Sherlock, yeah.
No, but dude,
Yeah, Donald
Really?
Su-
You
Donald
know
Sutherland
Hunger
played
Games?
him in the movies.
there you go. And he's a good actor, so dude, great YA books, like fantastic. Lots of violence, you'd love it.
If you say so.
YA, that's what I say when Todd says I should read it. I go, YA?
Hey,
Oh, man.
Hey, the
Woo,
Canadian
these guys
coming
gave me
out, eh?
nothing on that one.
Canadian joke for the win. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Todd. Let's see. I've got two. So first one, pretty recent. The Viking, Johann Fly from Rio Yours, No Second Chances. That dude is psycho, but he's got like this, social media persona on one hand, and then he's got sort of this dark side on the other. And he's just a really interesting dude who, you really, you kind of like, but then you really hate, and you want to see him really get, murdered. Yeah, it's a really interesting character development and one that I love to hate. The other one is a little more obscure, but I know you're all big fans of the John Corey series, as I am. Not necessarily a bad guy, but a monumental prick is Ted Nash. A CIA agent, sort of Corey's nemesis, right? And I think like we don't know for sure if he stole his woman or not, but I think he did. And he's always there, kind of needling him and getting in the way. And I just, to maybe steal a phrase from Rob Riggle, I just want to punch him in the suckle. Like I hate that guy so much. And I just want to, I just need him to get punched in the face repeatedly. So maybe not your classic bad guy, but one that every time he comes on the page, I'm just like, oh, I just want this guy to,
No, it's a good one.
I thought you were going to go Plum Island and the rich dude that lived in the was he a billionaire? Did he own a winery? I can't remember. You know the one I'm talking about on Plum Island?
I do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go that way, but Ted Nash is a dick. So
yeah,
and I thought he was going to go the way of the hijacker from that other one. Like Nelson DeMille's written some great villains now.
Great villains.
He has.
Yeah.
Yes, but Ted's the one that keeps popping up and
That's a good one.
fuck that guy.
Steve, I left you Johan. That was absolutely like at the top of my list, and I was like, no, Steve's gonna do it. I know it.
The reason why I had you go right before me, because I figured you're gonna do Johan and I could just pile on. So
yeah,
you disappointed me once again. So
I apologize. I tried to do something nice for you, and this is what I get.
I never expected that. So
Terrible. Spoiler.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that was quite the twist in this 5 Angry Men. Todd being nice to me, so I'll enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
But any other villains that you guys want to throw out there before we wrap?
James,
I feel like when you're no, come on. I feel like there's all kinds that pop in my head after hearing you guys do the German officer in Inglourious Bastards that's going around interviewing all the people trying to figure out what's going on. Like that dude was a giant dickhole. Like that's one that I felt like was a great bad guy, a great villain. I can't remember who's the guy who plays him, but He's just got that.
It's
He
same
gives off
sort of
that.
concept in the slave movie that he was in too.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on his name.
And he
He's a
played
great actor.
Blofeld too in the James Bond latest James Bond stuff.
So like, he's definitely got that. He puts off that aura of like, you can hate me and I'm gonna embrace it. So I thought he was one.
Yeah. I was also on that, line of thinking. There's Javier Bardem, right? And
Oh man, No Country
No
for Old
Country
Men.
for Old Men.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Hans Gruber. Where we at? Still my favorite. Love me some Hans. Love me to hate some Hans.
Christopher Waltz.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
his name.
Yes.
I was
thank
just
you.
Googling.
I was like,
who
I
is
know his
this
last
guy?
name's a dance.
Old man flip phone with the Google. Thank you,
Yeah.
my man.
Whatever. He sent a carrier pigeon to get that. What are you talking about?
Might be quicker than dial.
No, I was looking at my World Book Encyclopedia real quick.
Volume 38.
All right. Before we have to explain encyclopedias to our audience, why don't we wrap? Thank you guys, Chris, Derek, Todd, Stu. Appreciate it. We'll see you all next time for another episode of 5 Angry Men.